Today, it's a deep dive into the art of tag team wrestling, including the 8 mistakes you can't afford to make. It's next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. If you are passionate about pro wrestling and you're never done learning all about it, this is the place for you. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe right now. At the top of the video, I want to shout out my newest patron, Kid is Alive. He joins this amazing roll call of all my awesome patrons. Keep the Till We Make It project going. And I would love to add you to this roll call. It could be you I'm shouting out in the next Till We Make It. All you need to do is jump on the link down below in the descriptus. And when you join, you'll get a new Patreon exclusive video every single Monday. In addition to which, you'll unlock the 175 that I've made over the last 4 years. You get access to them all. And advice that I publish every single Tuesday for wrestlers at the beginner, intermediate, and veteran levels. It's called Tidbit Tuesday. And all that is just the tip of the iceberg. All this educational material is available with your membership, which starts at just $5 US. So if you're serious about taking your wrestling game to the next level, don't wait. Jump on that right now. Number 1 of the 8 tag team wrestling mistakes you need to avoid is this. It's tagging out and then basically becoming a spectator once you're out on the apron. But you aren't. Everyone in the venue can still see you even though you have tagged out. So you need to be working the corner, working the apron, showing the audience how engaged you are with the match. Do not revert to spectator mode. If you show the audience how invested you are, that you're constantly reaching for a tag, that you're shouting words of encouragement to your partner, it keeps the audience invested too. The second mistake you can't afford to make in tag team matches is a big one. It's ignoring the referee's count. In particular, I mean the 5 count when you are tagging in and out with your partner. You cannot drag this thing out or simply ignore the referee. Instead, I want you to fear the referee's count. I want you to imbue the referee with authority. When you treat the referee as the absolute law of the match, you wouldn't even think of ignoring the count. You wouldn't dare break the rules if the referee was looking. It adds attention to the match. And when that isn't there, the match suffers. You'll find it present in all the tag matches I love to go back and revisit. I'll give you some homework right now. I love the Rockers against the Brainbusters from the house show at Madison Square Garden. The whole match can be found on YouTube. Just a couple years later, it's at Super Brawl 3. The Rock and Roll Express are against the Heavenly Bodies. This is when Stan Lane is still in the mix, before Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey takes over the spot. And then a whole generation later, NXT TakeOver Dallas. The Revival against American Alpha. 3 works of tag team art. Before I break open this next one, would you give me one tap of your finger, please, and leave a like-a-palooza on today's video? Thank you very much. This next one, you've really got to get right. The mistake you can't afford to make is designing tag matches like 2 concurrent singles matches. 2 wrestlers are against each other, and they tag out at the exact same time. And then the next 2 wrestlers, they start having their singles match, and they tag out at the exact same time. And then these 2 guys resume the singles match they were having before. Those are 2 concurrent singles matches, and you aren't taking advantage of the gimmick of tag team wrestling. When you're in a singles match, there's just the 2 wrestlers. You only have 2 colors to paint with. But in a tag match, you have more colors to paint with. So have a double team you can do, even a simple one, every single time you tag in and out. And the tags don't have to maintain a strict marriage all throughout the match. In fact, they better not. I see this 4th one all the time. It is a mistake to draw in the wrestler who is tagged out on the apron, or to draw the referee's attention more than twice without it building to a payoff on the third beat. It needs to pay off. This is not something that is just done because you're out of material. And when you're trying to build this, use the EEV format that I talk about in my book, 7 Keys to Becoming a Better Performer. And I'll summarize it very quickly for you here. It is a paraphrasing of the rule of threes from comedy. That is to say that you're going to set something up by letting the audience see it once. You'll show it to them a second time to confirm what the pattern is, so that on the third beat, you can violate the pattern and get a reaction. So you set it up, you confirm it, and then you pay it off. Again, we could do a whole video about that, but then I'm really cannibalizing one of my books, so I don't know that I'm going to do that. But I want you to understand that's what it's got to build to, a violation beat where something happens to surprise the audience. That's where the reaction lies. And if you aren't building to something in your match, don't do it. A quick and shameless plug. I don't know why I didn't say this a moment ago. You know my 3 most recent books about performing pro wrestling? They're on Amazon and on Audible as audiobooks, and you can get them anywhere in the world. And if you enjoy what I write about performing pro wrestling, you'll be delighted to know I'm working on my new book right now, and it will be out later this year. Quick and shameless plug over. Mistake number 5 is saving your partner on every single near fall. You have to use this judiciously. If you are saving each other every single time, it won't mean anything if you need it for a climactic response late in Act 3. So save this for when you need it. This 6th mistake, which is tougher to say than you think, this 6th mistake is my number 1 pet peeve of all tag team wrestling. Do not whip your opponent into their own corner, because they can tag there. Don't do that. In order to prevent this next mistake, I think you've got to bake it into the way that you practice with your tag team partner, not only the way that you perform. It is a mistake to not be in constant communication with your partner when the match is live. Shouting things like, kick out, give me the tag, drag her over here, whatever it might be. When this is absent from the match, 2 things are lost. Number 1, you're missing out on an opportunity to show the relationship between you and your partner to the audience. Do that rapport building. But also, when that is absent from the match, and then you actually need to communicate with your partner, maybe because they've forgotten what the hot tag spot is, it draws all this focus to the fact that you are now suddenly saying something to your partner. So bake in all that banter. This next one is so powerful, I believe it can ruin an entire tag match by itself. It is when you delay making a tag because someone else is moving too slowly. You know what I mean? This happens in an instance where you could tag your partner, but you are waiting to get cut off. And the person who is supposed to be cutting you off is moving too slowly. So you just sit there and delay tagging. If the audience detects this, I think you just killed tag team wrestling. So what did I forget? Will you tell me right now down below in the comments? Additionally, if you have a tag team match that you revisit often, would you tell me about it down below and tell me what it is that you study about that match? I'd love some recommendations. Appearing on screen right now is my roll call of patrons. I would love to add you to this list. That square box with the letter P inside of it will take you directly to my Patreon. Click on it now, and I'll see you over there.